I grabbed hold of the sturdier looking branches and began to climb the tallest tree. After some progress, my limbs began to ache from the effort. I kept moving, trying not to look down. Finally, I saw light. I moved a bit higher up and saw the tops of the trees around me. It might have been beautiful had I been in a different situation. I took a deep breath and looked around for any kind of road or something that could help me. I spotted the meadow that I had been released in, and it was something dark, something man-made. I squinted. It was definitely a cabin. I took note of the sun's position and where the cabin was. It looks like I can get to it from that meadow. A gust of wind shook the top of the tree as I clung to the branches. It's pretty cold and dangerous up here. I better go back down. I carefully climbed back down the tree to safety. I pulled out a crumpled paper and pencil. I need to remember where it was. I did my best to sketch something. This will probably be better if I draw some other locations too. I put it away. It'll have to do for now. Searched around for some small dry bits to start the fire with. Luckily, there seemed to be plenty to work with. I gathered some wood and started to work with the flint. As the spark caught the tinder, I felt a sigh of relief. The warmth from the flickering light reached my hands and filled me with comfort. I relaxed by the fire. I've made it to the trees. I sat down against a large tree. I decided to search the area. I wandered through the tree line, trying to remember where I'd been. After several minutes of wandering, spotted some color. 2 bushes, not very far apart, seemed to have berries on them. One had small, purplish blueberries. They looked like blueberries. The other had bright red, juicy-looking berries. These ones looked sort of like cranberries. I decided to pick both. I might as well take what I can get. I picked all the berries I could find. Draw my location. Let's walk back to the clearing. I shivered violently. Felt like the cold was going right through my entire body. Draw my location. I decided to walk towards the rocks. After following the sound of water, I came to a creek. The lazy stream was actually kind of pretty. It made me feel a little better. Let's draw my location. And walk back to the clearing. A cold wind rushed through the trees. I tried to shield myself from the bite. The pain in my limbs and face felt like tiny knives. Walked towards the cabin. I think I'm going in the right direction. I pushed past more trees. There! Suddenly, a break in the trees led to the side of a wooden cabin. To my frustration, there was no sign of any roads. Just thick forest on all sides. How the hell does he get out of here? We could try looking inside. Go inside the cabin. I slowly opened the door. I wasn't sure if I was shaking from the cold or from worry. I moved in slowly, terrified of making a sound. Eventually, I was able to peek inside. Dark. I opened the door and poked my head in. A hand pulled me in. Ha! Oh, I spent all day looking for you, and you're right here. I fumbled for my knife and tried to swipe at him. I yelled as he grabbed my weapon arm and twisted it behind my back. He slammed me face first into the cabin wall. I could feel him breathing behind my back. I really did want this to last longer. Barely got any tracking in. He pressed me tighter and I wheezed. What? Can't have you knowing where the cabin is. He let go of my arm and gripped both sides of my head. I felt a chill of recognition. No. Ah. Dick? Just gonna rip my fucking head off like that? Give me the old neck twist? Alright. Guess I'll roll it back. Now armed with Jack's new insight on the situation, he decided to get the hell out of here. I watched the tiny clouds formed by my breath in the icy air. Somehow, it didn't seem so cold. I wasn't shivering anymore. I felt tired. Where was I again? I looked at the ground around me. Maybe if I just rest a little. Make a fire. Luckily, there seemed to be plenty to work with. Stay here. I relaxed by the fire. Go to sleep. Hello? Are you fucking kidding me? Alright. Don't go to sleep in the woods, I found out. I ate my blueberries. A little tart, but not bad. I quickly ate the rest of the berries. Feels a little better. I walked towards the rocks and quickly put my fire out. Now at the creek, and with a fire made, I could finally, hopefully, go to sleep. I gasped as I woke up. I looked around myself and remembered where I was. I groggily got back up. Let's walk back to the clearing. I've made it back to the meadow. Let's walk towards the cabin. The small cabin was still hard to find. I managed to recognize it from the surrounding trees. There it is. Go inside the cabin. I slowly opened the door. I wasn't sure if I was shaking from the cold or from worry. I moved it so slowly, terrified of making a sound. Eventually, I was able to peek my head inside. Dark. I opened the door and poked my head in. Once my eyes adjusted, I could see bones and furs. It smelled musty. It was warm. And sort of cozy, in a way. I'm not sure if I should stay here long. Searched the area. I checked the shelves and cupboards. I tried to ignore the fake glass eyes and the open skull sockets watching me. Tools for cooking and carving. Strange dark brown leather and furs. Everything seemed to be handmade. How could there be nothing useful? It was a small, albeit somewhat creepy living area. Not a single weapon, at least nothing bigger or more dangerous than the knife I already had. I sighed in frustration. I'm not sure I should stay here long. I'm feeling peckish. I decided to eat my trail mix. I pulled the bag of trail mix out of my bag. I popped it open and sniffed inside. I considered the idea that he might be trying to poison me. But why would he do that? He made it pretty clear that he wants to hunt me. I gripped my teeth at my own indecision before defiantly popping an almond into my mouth. It seems fine. Before long, I was devouring the contents of the bag. I was a little annoyed with myself for eating the whole thing, but the relief of not being hungry was worth it. I'm not sure I should stay here long. I've made it back to the meadow. I followed the sound of running water and found the creek. I searched the rocky area under the water for something useful. Nothing much has changed since I got here. A pile of leaves caught my eye. Something about it bothered me. I looked around it. I don't think this was here before. I crouched near the leaves and lifted a few of them. Fuck! It's a damn bear trap. I nearly fell backwards. Glad I hadn't set it off. I took a moment to calm down. Okay, I have to disarm this. I looked around and easily found a large branch. I gulped and found the branch over the trap. Please don't be too loud. I squeezed my eyes shut and brought the branch down onto the trap's center plate. Instantly, the crack of splintering wood rang out, and I felt the jerk of the wood in my hands. Hands felt clammy. It was hard not to imagine what that would have been like on my leg. I shook my head and dropped the branch. Now that the trap wasn't a danger, I wondered if I could possibly use it. Although, it looks really heavy. Dragging around would be difficult. Take the bear trap. This is just too good of an opportunity. If I can figure out how to set this, I could really turn the tables. I grabbed the large metal device and lifted it over my backpack. I grunted. It must be at least 30 pounds. This better be worth it. Hey, how you doing? I'm Jack, and thank you for watching part 2 of Price of Flesh. If you enjoyed the series, maybe consider liking and subscribing, because, well, I might get discouraged and stop the series. That's usually what happens if... it's just how it is for me, I guess. But, right now I have no reason to quit the series, because I'm having fun with it, and, well, people are watching, at least a little bit, so thank you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.